Dear Zoran Mamdani, now that you're taking Bill Ackman's money and redistributing it to New Yorkers, I'm hoping that you can find in your heart to redistribute me a few tiny things since I've been good all year and haven't fought with my brothers. All I'm asking for is an aggressive aero spoiler for my Honda Civic, ideally the APR GTC 300 or Voltex Type 5.
Fire.
Smoked LED taillight housings, a VRSF downpipe and axle-back exhaust, window tint, 20% on the sides, 50% on the windshield,
nice.
A blue carbon fiber seatbelt cover, and window visors so I can still crack the window and vape when it rains. I want you to know that I use this car every day, and my friend Tommy can even vouch that these upgrades are in fact necessary.
And I want you to know that I clean my room every time my mom asked. And the only thing I'm hoping you can redistribute from Bill Ackman are a few mods for my gaming setup, which include a minor GPU upgrade, ideally an RTX 4090 graphics card, a liquid cooling loop with RGB and a reservoir shaped like a skull,
Sick.
and a custom mechanical keyboard with lube switches, PBT keycaps, and a gasket mount. Also, if it's not too much redistribution from Bill, I would really like a pair of Air Jordan 1 Retro High Chicagos. Obviously dead stock, OG colorway, and shape. Oh, and a PXG putter would be really sweet. Thank you.
The boys.
It's the BOYSCAST.
The lads.
It's the BOYSCAST.
The dudes.
Prepare yourself for BOYSCAST.
The bros.
It's the BOYSCAST.
The homies.
It's the BOYSCAST.
The dudes.
Experience the BOYSCAST.
The boys. Cast.
And it is the Boys Cast. Dun 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 dun.
Start killing the Jews.
We're taking your stuff. We're raising your rent.
There
you go.
Not raising your rent.
Yeah. I also, by the way, for New York, again, I'm doing my show for New York Comedy Festival
I'll be
this
there.
weekend.
Come out.
Danny's gonna be there. JJ's gonna be there. Eric's gonna be there. Johnny will be there Saturday. Corinne's gonna be on some of the shows.
It'll be a fun time. Come out.
So I've been having a lot of fun actually with the Zoran stuff. If I'm being completely honest.
Good time.
Yeah, and people are noticing my voice is a little gone again.
Yeah.
You know how it is with me, man. We were overworking over here.
Cold and flu season.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I'm out here. I'm doing stuff. I'm working, and that's
pushing through.
I guess the repercussions of that is I spend 90% of my life sick, and
weaken
these are
immune
the
system.
These are the sacrifices I make.
Yep.
But probably the starters, the funniest one that's been making me laugh is a girl being like, "Yeah, you're gonna pay for dinner." You go, "That's the government's responsibility."
Yeah. I go, what? I go, actually, neither of us are paying for dinner.
It's actually not my
very awkward conversation with my socialist waiter.
It's actually not my responsibility to feed you anymore. There's new rules, new day.
Yeah, they'll be opening up a grocery store over in Flatbush.
Take a girl on a date to the free grocery store.
Free grocery store.
That's so funny.
But if you didn't like lines before, Ryan.
That's but that's where you take a girl on a date. You go, "What do you have planned for the day?" Like, "Yeah, I guess the government grocery store and then the park." But yeah, your wife's just like, "Hey, I want you to buy me that." You go, "Yeah, you definitely should petition your politicians to buy you that. I think it is a human right for you."
Absolutely. Ask your local council person.
Honestly, I don't know why you're acting to me. I'm not your dad anymore. I'm not your daddy. You know what I mean?
Zoran's your daddy.
Zoran's your daddy. It's his actually. I actually do believe that your Gucci purse is a human right.
Yes.
That's not really up to me anymore, though.
Yeah, I mean, probably just go steal it now. Probably just no repercussions. Let's go down to Gucci and steal it.
At the end of the day, you're not my responsibility. Whether it's your daughter, whether it's your
whatever it is, yeah, you're on your own.
You're on your own. This is up to you to get the government to give you what you need. It is sort of, if you look on the bright side in that sense, where you go, the government is now your dad.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
Hey. And I really do hope, I'm on the side of you. Your girl goes to you, "Hey, I would really like this. I would really like you to bring me to dinner." You go, "I'm with you, sister. I hope they bring us to dinner too. But what can we, what can we do?"
Yeah, can I see your voter record just to see who you voted for in the last election, just to determine where we'll be going for?
By the way, I have a fucking Headphone Dodger thing that I know you always like the Headphone Dodger thing. This is what I was thinking because, so Danny's favorite thing is the Headphone Dodgers, where
It's my favorite / least favorite thing. It's my least favorite thing in reality, and it's just my favorite thing because the UK government came up with
it's so funny.
with a slur. And did you see their like posters? Is that what you're gonna say?
Yeah,
of course. Their posters like some white woman blaring her fucking like just disturbing a group of like POCs on a subway as like some like 30-year-old blonde white woman is
playing Nirvana.
Yeah, just blaring Taylor Swift on the fucking train in London.
Yeah, that's who it is. But if you think about it, because I guess they do that sometimes where they're just like, look at all these criminals, like it's just a 30-year-old white woman or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you think about it the other way, it's almost more racist to just be like, hey, we're locking all these people up, and then you make all these commercials with white people. We're just locking up white people, and then it's almost
it's a little wink and a nod. You go, yeah, I know this seems weird, but just trust us. Trust us,
right? You're kind of like,
you go, just wait till you see who we arrest, and then see how mad you are about the ad.
Isn't that a little bit more racist?
Sure.
Where you're kind of like, you do all this whole campaign trying to get people on board with, we're going to arrest all these people for this crime, and then you look at these white woman, how annoying is she? And then as soon as you go to the streets, it's just like black guy after black guy.
Various shades of brown.
Right. Could it not be argued that is you essentially used like white people to shoehorn in arresting black people?
Yeah. They just go, that's how they kind of just slide it in there. They go, these whites.
Right. Yeah, obviously that's not their goal, but at the end of the day, that is kind of what happens.
Dodgers do come. I don't think I've ever seen a white one. I've seen some Chinese ones.
Like gangster Chinese?
No, like you saw us. There you go. So there, and I mean,
what's a Acidic guy blasting?
I just taught like some radio thing.
Yeah, he's just watching like a TikTok, like really loud. Yeah. But I mean, again, a lot of people who watch the show.
He's watching landlord tutorials.
That's not a white guy. So still not white, but no, I saw an old Chinese guy, and he was just like watching TikToks, just like full volume. That was the extent. It's never music.
So it's the TikToks, yeah.
It's never music, but the music is generally...
Watching pickup artist tutorials would be incredible.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah. Art of seduction, just on the subway, full volume. And you have the headphones on, but just turn them around.
It's not plugged into anything.
But that was making me laugh. The telling chicks that the government's their responsibility to feed them anymore on a date and making a big scene about that at a restaurant, like this is not we should be fed. And she's like, are you gonna put your are you gonna put your credit card down? You go, the government should not leave us hungry.
I didn't even bring my wallet. Literally, Zoran's the mayor. I don't bring my wallet anywhere anymore.
It's the government's job to feed us. Anyone who thinks that I should be having to pay for this, and then make a big scene.
Oh yeah, that'll be like a socialist day. You go, we're gonna hop on the free bus to Harlem.
She looks at you. She's like, "Are you going to pay?" You put on legitimately the Che Guevara cap, and you're just like, "Excuse me?"
Yeah. I don't think you know how things work now.
Yeah. Did you not get the memo?
Did you not get the memo?
No, the girls. What was the girls? It was like 184% of them voted for.
Yeah, it was literally 85% of 19 to 29-year-old women, I believe, voted for Zoran. I mean, the guy's got the riz and the vibes, man.
That's what I'm saying, though. So it's his responsibility now. Now Zoran has 18 million girlfriends.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's gonna be like fucking like a what are those musicians like from the night? When we were a kid, like you have their posters up all over your fucking bedroom wall.
Oh yeah,
like Tiger Beat.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
He's like on the cover of Tiger Beat.
Oh, for sure he is, and he's doing the tongue between the two fingers.
A little risque for Zoran. His speech though, his speech was so, I don't know if you saw his because some people were criticizing his acceptance speech. It's really
he went a little hard.
It was real Mussolini vibes where he kind of he was very soft, and then he was banging the table and shit.
I was kind of thinking that in general, but everyone how Nick Fuentes took over the internet, where even Hassan Piker, a lot of the political guys. It is funny that you see them basically when they're doing the equivalent of meeting their girlfriend's parents on the podcast tours, they'd just be like, all I'm saying is that maybe we shouldn't be taken advantage of, and then back on the stream it's like, and another fucking
for sure. He's holding a gun, tasering his dog.
Yeah, but a lot of I feel like I see that a lot where you'll see back-to-back clips. The one guy's like, it's basically it's a guy that just got busted versus the guy out with his friends the night before.
Right, yeah. Yeah, big time.
I don't think it's that crazy that maybe if all these people have so much money, you can just get like a little taste of it. And the other thing is like, we're putting them in the guillotine.
Yeah, the public executions will be fun.
He did go. I watched a bit of that, and he was going pretty hard.
He was going really hard. I was like, this is. I don't want to say this is like a. It felt like a dictator speech.
Gloves off.
It just felt like a dictator speech who won in like the 30s, like a real. Like,
he's going in on Cuomo
or something. Yeah.
I said that Cuomo definitely went to a rub and tug in Jersey that night. Just slinked back to Jersey. He's just straight up going to the rub and tug parlors that he was trying to shut down.
Yeah, I don't know what. Whoever advised that guy, you're fired.
Hate him. Yeah.
Yeah. You gave that guy his AI commercials and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like the craziest.
It was very much a campaign run by what do the kids like?
Yeah. What do the kids love AI, right?
Yeah.
Let's give them an AI.
Well, even the Jew stuff, they kept hitting him on. They're just like, this guy hates Jews, and everyone was like sick.
Wait, are we saying that's a bad thing or?
I said it would be the funniest thing ever if he came out day 2 and he was just like, yeah, Sharia law, like straight up.
Sick. It is funny though too, because like they're like they kept having the ads being like or the like news reports being like 1 million New Yorkers are going to move if Zoran wins. You go, it's pretty funny because that would literally solve the housing issue like overnight.
No, it wouldn't, because it would be the 1 million people that leave are funding every single thing.
Well, no. It would solve the one housing issue. It would cause 1 million other issues. But I'm saying specifically, you're just like, if you just take 1 million people out of the equation, then you're like, yeah, I guess housing's cheaper.
And those people don't live in those spots. You're just like, you go. Look, good news. This $12 million penthouse just went on the market.
Yeah, but it all trickles down. I mean, it'll eventually, like, you know.
I think the luxury housing market in Manhattan and the average person market are pretty detached. Because you'll always hear, the luxury market is barely a market.
Because the thing is, you're always on the cusp of like moving up one and moving down one, right? Like you can always be.
But in this one spot, it's not a market. There's 800 houses that these people live in, you know what I mean?
But I'm saying if it's actually 1 million people, like you're talking about like some lawyer makes like $250K or something, he's just like, I'm out of here, I'm going to New Jersey. I mean, it would, like, if there's just 1 million less people.
You're saying the barista could move into the lawyer's bachelor pad?
Yeah, you know, everybody's fucking shuffling around.
You're just going into the barista and you're just like, I know you said rent is bad, but like, so this guy was only paying $28,000 and since he left the market, now it's $27.50.
Yeah, it's $24,000 a month. So can't afford not to live here.
You don't want a discount that's down 17%.
Overnight drop. So
yeah. But I think it'd be the funniest.
I mean, nobody's leaving.
If he did come back and he was just like London style, like, yeah, Sharia law. He's like, obviously, first thing first, we're gonna be praying on the streets 5 times a day. Submits to pray 5 times a day. J5 finds a way.
Yeah, they're gonna have to, like, you know, they have like the gun-free zones in Times Square. They're gonna, those signs.
Yeah,
say gun-free zone. They're gonna have to replace them with this way to Mecca. Yeah, like where every New Yorker's like, which way's Mecca? I don't know.
The Mecca store.
The Mecca store.
Yeah, some gangsters just like, yo, Mecca store? Yo, I think they shut that bitch down,
yeah,
fam.
That was up on 127th and Lex.
Yeah. I think they shut that bitch down, man. We got the Fat Farm. We got the Fat Farm joint, though. Yo, I think you could still get Mecca if you find the right bodega where you can buy wave caps and like an old Mecca.
No, you can buy them probably around here from like those like dudes who just like sell, you know, like
just garbage.
Garbage. Yeah, like all just like knockoff tourist garbage. So
I was looking up what is the top things in Sharia law, because you know my favorite thing was always just like they should have had a Sharia, like a Steven Seagal Sharia law man.
Are they gonna? You think they're gonna replace the garbage cans in the city with just like cans of stones?
I think that's on them.
They're gonna replace them just with like there's giant bins of rocks.
Dude, this thing has been really, you know, I guess I figure out that I'm not that ideological because like legitimately I've been kind of laughing about things for like 3 days straight.
Yeah, I don't care.
Right. You know what I'm kind of thinking about myself?
Everybody, the people who are like politics is the end of the world is just like, I don't know.
Well, yeah, you can move. I feel like for myself, the best way to describe it is that I really care about arguing about things, but then I'm the equivalent of a guy at the bar that argues at the top of his lungs about which team's better, and then I don't watch the game.
Right, you're just the sport of debate.
Right. Yeah, but it's not just the sport of debate. I like getting to the bottom of things, and I like finding the truth or finding the the correct world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like an accurate summary of things. Kind of
Sure.
like if you're describing a person, you're just like, that guy's annoying, and you go, I don't know if annoying's it. Like,
Right.
I don't.
something.
I'm not invested in whether this guy's annoying, but I am invested in getting to the bottom of what is exactly we don't like about that guy. You know what I mean? So I would argue to the death about these kind of like ideas, but in reality, the repercussions I find kind of, it is what it is.
Yeah,
I know some people are watching this probably being like, you fucking, you fucking fence sitter. Well, you moved to Jersey. It's like, you moved 40 seconds.
Yeah, it's literally 10 minutes from here.
Yeah, it's 10 minutes from here if you really want, if it's.
And, I did do that.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Somehow back.
They didn't realize the rats followed him over there.
Yeah.
The Rat King.
I would have been, dude, I've been living large if I was in Jersey right now. Being, you New Yorkers and your problems.
You would have been living life.
I know.
But the Rat King.
The Rat King, I know.
If people don't remember, Denny's wife said she met someone that said there was a rat in the building once.
A mouse in our apartment. And that was it.
She said one time there was a guy dressed as Mickey Mouse on Halloween. And
It was on Halloween. And that was it.
It was, know who you are, Danny? Oh my God. You're George's parents who moved to Del Boca Vista and then pack your stuff up immediately and leave.
Move back. Didn't like Del Boca Vista.
Or move
Funny
back to New
enough,
York.
my in-laws have a place at Del Boca Vista, essentially.
Yo, that's where you are
I'm
right
George.
now. You're George. Yeah, you're George and your wife's George's parents.
Yeah, that's about right.
So these are the tenets of Sharia law, if we get it.
Okay. What do we got?
The amount of, it is
Are we
interesting.
liking it?
I know some
Are we liking
creators.
Sharia law before we get into this?
It's not. We don't hate it.
We don't hate it. Okay.
I'll tell you who doesn't like it. The people who say they like it. So we'll go through it and tell if we want Sharia law.
Okay.
This is the new segment of the podcast of do we want Sharia law or not?
My inclination is yes.
Well, there is. Well, you mentioned the first thing because the first thing is prayer requirements 5 times a day.
5?
Yeah, you have to pray 5 times a day, and that's on your knees too. So you have to get on your knees
Are they
5
set
times
times?
a day. Yeah, right. Yeah, they set the times.
There's set
and then there's
times?
cleanliness rules, and it has to be direction towards Mecca. And
Yeah. I know. You got to be to Mecca. You got to take your shoes off. You got to get one of
you
those.
got to take your
sick
shoes
rugs.
off. So you gotta. I don't tie my
maybe
shoes.
here's an investment idea. Buy all the rug
Mecca rugs.
No rug manufacturers in the city because they're probably going to be fucking doing gangbusters.
That's actually a pretty good
The ones who
idea.
sell the mini rugs.
Yeah, I think we do have to invest in rugs.
mini Sharia rug store.
Yeah, one
Because they're not full size rugs. They're just the rugs, the prayer mats or whatever.
Yeah. What about a shirt?
Oh, how about prayer mats? You flip them over yoga mat for all the girls who voted for them.
That's fucking insanely
how good is that?
A prayer mat, yoga mat.
Yeah,
flip.
you flip it over and it's a yoga mat. You flip it over, it's a prayer mat.
I'm going to give you a better idea than that. Maybe not better, but it's pretty good. Okay, so do you remember back in the day when people had the tear-away pants that you tear them away into shorts?
Yeah, I had
or you tear
those.
the shirts away into
those
no
were the
sleeve?
fucking rage in high school.
Okay, so it's a shirt and the back, you zip it off and it's a prayer mat attached to your back.
That's pretty good.
So you're
just shirtless in Times Square.
No, but it has, I think it's 2. So it has like 2 layers.
Okay.
And one of the layers on your back, so you basically go to someone's back and you rip it down.
Yeah.
And that rips down into a prayer mat.
Yeah, they're like those pants that turn into shorts.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's the pants that turn into shorts, but it's a shirt that you rip down into a prayer mat.
I like it. Yeah. I mean, we're going to have to be figuring out all these things now going forward.
One thing you are forgetting though, and we know some people that are comedians, influencers that have these like huge Muslim audiences. Because you probably are one of them.
I am indirectly one of them.
Yeah, because Danny always does his videos that he finds the Jews and things or whatever.
Yeah,
and
I have a big Muslim audience.
You've developed a bit.
Yeah, it is funny when you see people like who are all just like Israel and like the whole thing is just like all the comments are just from like literally in Arabic, like their names are just in Arabic.
But those people a lot of those people don't make that much money because Muslims, they don't buy comedy tickets.
They don't live in places you can go see comedy. They're like in fucking Jordan. You're like, yeah, my whole fan, like you're like, when you look at your analytics on Instagram, you go, oh, my entire fan base is in the Middle East.
Yeah, they don't buy a lot of athletic greens.
No. No.
They buy unathletic browns.
Yeah. Got him.
Okay, fasting rules.
Yep.
So first of all, the girls are gonna have to pray 5 times a day. I think that they wouldn't hate that one as much. They'd
No,
figure
that's
it out.
fine. You just say that's meditation.
Yeah.
You said it's like a meditation thing.
Exactly. It's essentially
You're basically meditating on a yoga mat.
you almost have to convince yourself. You're like, no, this is alpha meditation.
Alpha
shit.
meditation shit. Yeah.
It's
yeah.
a lot of times a day, man.
Yeah, that is a lot. Do we get the times, Johnny? We don't. That's fine.
What if you sleep in and you miss one?
Yeah.
Do you not go to heaven if you sleep in? That they take off one virgin every time you sleep in?
That's a stone in.
Is Allah sort of like a dad that when you go sleep at your parents' house and your dad's kind of like, it's 9 a.m. I already did 4 things this morning. What are you, sleepyhead? You're like, it's 9:20. You go, yeah. Well, I went to sleep at 7:45.
Okay, so here are the prayer times in New York City. We have one in 6 minutes and 50 seconds. I found a website where it's IslamicFinder.org, and there's like a little countdown to the next prayer, and it's in
so maybe like a beeper that goes off. That could be part of the prayer.
Maybe like a vest. It's just like a vest, and then it just beeps when it's time to pray. Makes a lot of looks like an old school clock with a bunch of wires coming out of it, and then when it's time to pray, it just goes. So 5:16 a.m. is Fajr. I don't know what that means. I guess you have one before sunrise. Damn, this is intense. Sunrise 6:32 a.m.
Who's up at? So those guys are up at 6:32 a.m. every day.
People got to get to the airport, Ryan. Dur. This is the second one. 11:40 a.m. 2:23 p.m. 4:46 p.m. 6:04 p.m. You're off the clock.
And then you're off the clock.
Then you're off the clock for 12 hours. You have basically 11 hours of no prayer.
That would be I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah.
Are you allowed? Can you double down? Can you block prayer?
No. You don't just bang out 5 prayers in a row.
So there's no way
there's no fucking alpha prayer.
You can't alpha male your way out of this.
No. You can't just be like, yeah, I'm just going to do my
prayers for the month.
For the month. Yeah, I'm going to do 150 prayers in a row.
Why not?
It doesn't work that way.
Says where? Where in the Quran does it say that?
I'm pretty sure it says somewhere in the Quran.
So the Sharia law men come and get you and they beat you.
Yeah, essentially, you're getting hit with sticks and stuff.
That would be nice though. If, the Sharia law men try to get you and you're like, no, I did every.
We have 5 minutes and 24 seconds to the next prayer.
God damn it.
Yeah,
okay, well the second thing is fasting rules.
Okay.
Which that one
keeping women thin.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So it's not
all thin.
Exactly. Fasting every once in a while they get out of hand and they go, you're not eating for a month.
Yeah.
So
that's fine.
obligation
That's
during Ramadan,
Yeah.
exceptions for illness and travel. Yeah, but they're gonna say their illness is I'm too fat,
Right.
too fat to pray, too fat to fast, too fat. I can't fast because I'm fat. Can't get skinny because I'm not fasting.
Yeah.
Exemptions are illness and travel where you can break a fast. So.
Okay.
But in general, the idea where Allah was like, let's kind of get these,
And this is what 40 days a year. Ramadan is
it's a lot of fasting.
A lot of fasting, but it's a 40 days.
It's alpha shit, man. It's indistinguishable from, Sharia law is indistinguishable from like a hardcore alpha routine.
Yeah, this is like biohacking, essentially. This is like essential biohacking.
Yeah, you're fasting, you're meditating 5 times a day. Zakat, mandatory charity for those above a certain wealth threshold.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
I will say though, this probably started before there was more of a socialist thing because you have to give away some of your money, but now it's
That's every religion, though. Every religion has some tithing elements.
Yeah, of course. But right now, if you think most people that have a lot of money are giving away 50% of their money, that probably did not exist when they started making these rules.
No, I saw something on Patrick Bet-David's podcast or some podcast where they did the stats, and if you make $1.5 million in New York City, you take home like $700K. It's pretty crazy. It's like over 50% nuts.
Yeah, I know.
Over 50% is crazy.
Over 50% is not great.
No, that's crazy. You literally have to work until fucking.
I'm at the restaurant. I asked it. This is my Patrick Bet-David.
Yeah.
You make $1 million, right? You put it this, you give it to your thing. You do that. They predict the tax rate down to $700K. Okay, so here we are. I was talking to this. I was at a restaurant. I told the waiter this, right? The waiter looked at me. He said, "Who are you?" I said, "I'm Patrick Bet-David." Every one of his
Did you see
stories
by the way,
a lot of extraneous details.
Did you see the Patrick Bet-David? I saw this video where he goes, I don't know, should I play it? I have it. It's pretty funny.
What is it?
He basically
Sure.
to solve the net. Okay, I'll play it. And I'll send it to you, Johnny. This is really fucking funny. I meant to send it to you last
I have a crazy
night.
idea for Benjamin Netanyahu in Israel as well as the world. If you like it, tag the world, share with everybody. If not, just move on. I think the world needs a comedic roast of Benjamin Netanyahu, sitting right in the middle with the greatest comedians in the world from America, from the Middle East, from Egypt, from everywhere, just making fun of Benjamin Netanyahu for 2 hours, just like they did with Trump many, many years ago, just like they did with Tom Brady.
The
Tom
coked out idea?
doesn't like stuff like this. Neither does Trump, but they took it. And what happened? All the people that hated Brady, they moved on. All the people that hated Trump were like, yeah.
Like Brady.
Let me go to the next person now. I think the temperatures are very high. What's going on?
That's
and what's
basically the
happening?
gist of it. He wants to do. He goes, I think I've solved the Netanyahu, everybody hating him. Is we need a Comedy Central roast of him. We need the Roastmaster General Jeff Ross to really just go after him. And people are like, the comments are like, yeah, I mean, probably prefer if he just stands war trial crimes at The Hague, but.
That's what he gets out of sentencing.
Yeah, but
you get roasted by Anthony Jeselnik.
Yeah, exactly. Whitney Cummings just giving it to him bad.
What is he doing?
I don't know.
Is he trolling?
No. I think he's just like. He's
an ideas man.
Yeah, he just goes, "Here's an idea.
Yeah,
take it or leave it.
Take it or
leave it.
If you don't go back to your life, if you don't like this idea,
yeah.
If Hollywood, if you're listening,
yeah, just an idea. Go, hey.
Patrick McDavid is an ideas man. He goes,
Yeah.
I came up with 10 ideas today. Yeah, well, some are good, some are bad. I don't know. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, so we don't like the roast of Netanyahu?
You come up with 10,000 ideas. One of those makes you $1 million. Does anyone remember the other bad ideas? You know, you come up with an insurance.
Oh, I got an added element to this too. Is if your joke bombs, then he like just drops a bunker buster somewhere on Gaza. Like he has a button.
He has his hand on the button at all times.
On the bunker buster, and he goes, "Yeah, if he doesn't like the joke, just like Gaza, just like Gaza button, just."
So
anyways, that's what Patrick McDavid's up to.
Good ideas from Patrick McDavid.
Yeah, solid.
So they have mandatory charity, Hajj regulations, rules for pilgrimage to Mecca, sequence of rituals, prohibitive actions. I don't know what that one means.
I think
that is?
The Hajj is like everybody goes to Mecca every year. It's like their
so you got to go to Mecca.
Site and you
got to go to the Mecca store in the strip mall.
Yeah, it's a big party. I think a lot of people
party.
It's like it's kind of like it's like Muslim fest. It's literally it's Muslim fest every year, and everybody goes to Mecca, and bunch of people get trampled every year because it's just like such a scene. It's basically like a Travis Scott concert,
for being Muslim.
And
you're just there and you're just like being Muslim sick. That's what I was saying.
Exactly. Yeah, you just go, how sick is being Muslim? And then
you Muslim?
You
nice.
Muslim?
You Muslim?
I mean, that's the thing, right?
Why wouldn't you be?
Because they all point to Mecca. Like when they pray, they point to Mecca. So then you're like, what if we just go to Mecca?
Even better.
Yeah, that's the best. You're like, it's literally right there.
Okay. And they have a lot of divorce procedures, conditions and waiting periods. And then obviously you can't just get divorced.
No,
they're not about that life.
No,
this taking half the dude's money stuff is over. Nice try.
Not doing that. Sorry.
Nice try.
Sorry,
bitches.
Zoran. Didn't really work out with your whole socialism thing. That one of the tenets of Sharia law is we're not taking our money, but.
Inheritance distribution, who inherits and what percentages. So they have a lot of just like normal legal stuff.
Yeah.
Business and financial laws, prohibition of interest, contracts must be transparent, certain profit sharing structures permitted. So that's obviously you don't like that one.
No, I'm not a big fan. But so what's the deal? Just Muslims don't have credit cards?
Well, that's the well, I guess they're not supposed to charge it. Maybe they're, maybe the other way around where they have credit cards, but they're not allowed to. If they loan someone money, they can't do it.
Well, but you're fine with paying interest? You just
I got news for you. They're not fine with it. I don't know if you've been on the internet lately, but some people actually aren't particularly that happy.
Well, but I'm saying you have a credit card. I know they have Muslim, just like similar to, because Jews have the same thing, and where they have like the Muslim mortgages where it's just they go it's an interest-free mortgage. You go, no, it's not.
I know, those are hilarious.
Just the way they amortize it,
the loopholes.
It's just like a loophole. You go, you pay the interest, you just structure it differently,
right? But back to my original thesis, I don't think that girls can't buy stuff on credit cards anymore.
Ooh, I like that.
Right? See what I'm saying? This is what I'm trying to relate this back to
so
our
your
practical
girl's like,
life.
I want to go buy something. I go, I hope
you have the money.
I hope you have the money. You're paying cash, are we?
Oh yeah, do you have cash?
Cash is king.
Cash is king and Christ is
Cash
king.
is king now in our household. Cash and Allah, both kings.
So if a girl's trying to buy something, she better have the cash up front or there's going to be problems.
Okay.
Criminal penalties, defined punishments for specific offenses like adultery, false accusations, severity values.
Coming around to this.
Yeah. So, yeah.
False accusation.
I'd like to report a Me Too.
Catapult.
And there's a bunch more, but
okay.
Someone in our one of our groups sent this to us, but this is the most bizarre stat I've ever heard. We discovered that in the Caliphate of London, England.
Your show, okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
We discovered that 76. Did I tell you my colonization joke?
No.
I said that back in the day, England would go to all these other countries and improve them, but because they were Ungrateful. Then they would go to all these other countries, offer them things, call India, be like, we have toilets now. And they'd be like, we said we're good. And they gave the Middle East the biggest present of all time, 85,000 Jews. And Jamaica got jealous. They're like, we want fucking Jews. And they're like, we'll give you black people. We can't do any better than that. And they say, well, what about when our black people become reggae stars? Then who's going to manage them? And they go, listen, all our Jews are busy sending over the black people. Not bad. Right?
They got Jews.
There's more. But
that was my favorite. I dated this girl, and this white Jewish girl in Toronto, and she's like, yeah, my grandparents are from Jamaica. And I go, I don't know what they were doing there.
Yeah.
But it wasn't good.
Well, I looked into it for my joke.
Yeah.
So it was actually not, there was some from England, but it was also from Spain.
Yeah.
And then Spain, it was like a bunch of Spanish Jewish people went over there, and they have like one of the highest populations of Jewish people from Spain.
In Jamaica.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. But this was like because Spain kicked out the Jews in the 1400s or something. They weren't there that long. I don't think. But I don't know where they came from. But I just know it wasn't good. Whatever they were doing there, I just know it wasn't good.
Yeah.
People didn't like them. It wasn't good.
They had these weird scenarios over there in a lot of other places where they'd have because there was kind of like so few white people, so there was a point where I think Haiti was probably that, but they'd have like one family with like 200 slaves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when they started like revolting, it was kind of like easy pickings.
Oh, for sure. Oh yeah, that's kind of the nature of that kind of thing. Is the moment that all the people rise up, you go,
they didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, you don't stand a chance. Yeah.
Boys, fall always feels like a reset. Cha-ching, back to school, busier routine, shorter days, finding time to cook can be tough. That's why we love Factor here at the BOYSCAST. Chef-prepared, dietitian-approved meals make it easy to stay on track. Enjoy something comforting, delicious, no matter how hectic the season gets. I've been on Factor. This is something I've probably been eating for 2 years now, maybe even a little longer.
Yeah.
It's the best. It's simple.
Oh, it's so simple.
Keeps your life simple. It's a good way to stay healthy.
And it tastes great. It
Yeah.
honestly tastes amazing.
And these people out here trying to be slobs, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
eating fast food, all sorts of nonsense, putting on calories.
Cheaper than fast food. It's better than fast food. It's faster than fast food.
It's faster than fast food. More variety, more meals. Choose from a wider selection of weekly meal options, including premium seafood choices like salmon and shrimp, no extra cost. Again, you can support your wellness goals. Savor global flavors. Now, this was a big improvement, in my opinion. For the first time, they got Asian-inspired meals with bold flavors influenced by China, Thailand, and more. From more choices to better nutrition, that's why 97% of customers say Factor helped them live a healthier life. You can feel the difference no matter your routine. So, right now, eat smart at factormeals.com/boyscast50 off. And use the code BOYSCAST50 off to get 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. That is code BOYSCAST50 off, BOYSCAST 50 OFF at factormeals.com for 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. You can get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. We're talking cornbread hemp, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
you've heard of corn-fed, you've heard of corn. Now we're talking cornbread hemp. Life's been a little crazy lately, and what helps you unwind? Cornbread Hemp's CBD gummies. I also got them for sleeping.
Yeah,
I've been on that,
great for
man.
snoozing.
And I like the taste. If I'm being completely honest with you, they taste great. Have you been looking for a natural way to relieve aches and discomfort? CBD gummies and cornbread hemp formulated to work with your body and not against it. Listen, we're not as young as we once were. Everyone here wants to think they're still in their high school days where you break an arm and go back to school, business as usual, bingo bango.
No,
you're not. It ain't there. It ain't happening. So Cornbread Hemp CBD gummies are a huge piece of my wellness plan. Have you tried everything under the sun for peace of mind? Sounds like it's time for you to try Cornbread Hemp's CBD gummies. Cornbread Hemp CBD gummies are made to help you feel better, whether it's stress, discomfort, just needing a little relaxation. They only use the best part of the hemp plant, the flower, for the purest and most potent CBD, formulated to help relieve discomfort, stress, and sleeplessness. All products are third-party lab tested and USDA organic to ensure safety and purity. So right now, BOYSCAST listeners can save 30% of their first order when you just head over to cornbreadhemp.com/BOYSCAST. Pop the code BOYSCAST in there at checkout. That is cornbreadhemp.com/BOYSCAST with the code BOYSCAST. But in
that's the game.
in London,
that's
they
the
said
slave game right
they
there.
said we discovered that 76% of white British converts to radical Islam had red hair. In the Daily Mail archives, 69% of white Brits lured into jihadism or the orbit in an extremist preacher were ginger. The number was similar for the Mirror and the Telegraph. The Guardian yield a full 100% redhead rate for the stories we sampled. So they've done a whole bunch of different stories. And
So the moral here is you bully a ginger, they would go to Islamic jihad.
what is the moral? Like, why is that? Do you have any theory as to why?
I think I don't know. I guess maybe you bully these people and then they're like, well, I have to find like some community because like, you know, I'm a white guy. But
Johnny, do Muslims like red-haired white people better than not red-haired
they
white
like
people?
anybody. The Muslims, their whole thing is we want to turn everybody in the world into Muslims.
Sort of, but then you always hear these stories about this white couple that was like, we went to join ISIS, and you're just like, what happened? You're like, they put a wig on me and raped me for 10 years.
Okay, look, obviously ISIS is similar to like an OHL hockey team. There is a hazing period, Ryan.
Except for gingers. Gingers straight to the top.
Ginger straight to the top. No, I honestly think it's probably like you bully them and they're like, oh, I don't fit in anywhere. And Muslims are like, why don't you come over here?
Is that what it is?
That's the only thing I can think of.
There's so many bizarre stats about redheads, because then the other way, and I don't know if I'd fit in with the little red in my beard.
These are like the real gingers.
Yeah, obviously, but I wouldn't be able to
These
go
are like daywalkers.
And then the albinos in Africa, those guys are have a rough go.
Well, it's because they have gold in their heads. That's their problem, is that everybody thinks they have gold inside of their brains.
And that's sort of on their parents. They shouldn't
It's
have made
so
them with
crazy
gold in
too,
their
because
heads.
they're like, you know, the albinos have gold inside of their brains. I go, how many have you killed? It's like 50. Have you found any gold?
Not yet.
Not yet. But I've heard. And you go, but you haven't found any yet? He goes,
Not a single.
I guess they're not in all of them. Are they in any of them? So far, no. So far, they're not in any of them, but still optimistic.
Maybe they're in their dicks.
Yeah, the next albino I kill will have some gold inside of his brain.
But I just thought that was the craziest stat, and I don't have an explanation for it. Johnny, did you get back to me on my Google of whether Muslims like
time,
red-haired
by the way.
white people?
It's prayer time.
Inconclusive, but they tend to dye their hair
Yeah,
red if they with henna.
Yeah, they have. You see them all over New York. The old Muslim dudes who have the orange, fiery orange.
So they dye the fiery
some
orange,
profit
and then there's
or
some red hair guys who are like, yo, I'm that natty.
Yeah, I'm that natty. Yeah, I'm that. And they're like, oh my God, you must be like a god.
Well, I'll tell you why. One of the reasons why.
Look, if you're a ginger guy and you're like, everybody makes fun of me, and then the Muslims are just like, you're like divine. And
Yeah.
Okay, I think I found my people.
Okay, so that's why maybe it's happening.
Yeah.
So we got to the bottom of that.
I think so. There's something there.
There's something there. But anyways, crazy stat, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I will tell you also, one of the reasons why potentially the Muslims are doing better than the Christians. I give you Christian progressive pastor doing a little speech here. Daniel?
Yeah,
How
let's hear
queer
it.
was Jesus? He was an observant Jew,
Talking about Jesus.
but he was 30 years old, no wife, no job, hung out with 12 other dudes. That's pretty queer. Queering the Bible takes
This shit ain't
Jesus
happening in the
and
Muslim
other
churches.
outsiders and religiously stigmatized folks in the past and juxtaposes them with contemporary queer folks and Christians, realizing that despite our past cultural differences, sexual and gender differences, that we share similar histories of out of placeness or
So Jesus is gay.
Jesus is very gay.
You're not seeing that at the Muslim church, though, eh?
No, that's heresy.
How do you think that guy decided he wanted to be a priest? You know what I mean?
Well, he probably grew up in the church, and then he's like, I'm gay, and then he goes,
Okay,
and
see-
then they were like, you can't be in the church, and he goes, yeah, well, I'll start my own. I mean, dude,
You're probably right.
I told you the thing with Jews now is like all the remember they had like the rabbis for Zoran thing, and it was just 4 women, and one of them was trans or whatever. Like all the rabbis now, like if you're like not like conservative Jewish, like every rabbi is just like some fucking short-haired woman.
Right.
Yeah, and they're all up to wacky shit. They're all just trying to bring it down from the inside. They're trying to, liberalizes the religion, but this is the same shit.
I mean, there is a point for this guy where you go, maybe just don't be Christian. You know what I mean? You're just like, no, what do you mean?
But God loves everybody.
Yeah, but it is weird. I noticed this with American people more than anywhere else, but I've only lived in 2 places, so maybe I would probably compare Australia and maybe even London and stuff like that. I know a lot of people that grew up really religious and aren't religious, and you know how probably me and you grew up almost not religious, and it's not like you're scared of it or have a disdain for it.
Yeah, I had a disdain because I had to go to Hebrew school.
Oh yeah, because you're one of those people. You're right.
I went to it and I had a disdain for it.
Okay, so I
was forced to go to this like literally every day and learn about all this shit, and the whole time I was like, this is stupid.
Gotcha. So, and you were the bad boy in the back of the back of the bus, back of the Jewish bus, listening to George Carlin and stuff like
exactly,
that.
Yeah,
okay, so then you're right. I put you in that category too, but you went to a different school than the rest of people in Ontario for public school, at least anyway. Mm-hmm. But they're very. I know so many people that are almost. You don't have this second part that I'm about to say, because I know a lot of people that grew up religious. They go, I'm not religious at all. Like, screw that. They're angry about it. F you, God. But they're afraid of it still.
But they're afraid of it. Yeah.
They're God fearing in their heart.
In the back of their mind.
Like, yes, in their heart. They're
just hedging their bets, really.
I don't think they're hedging their bets. I think it's in them. They can't get rid of their fear.
Oh.
Do you know? It's they can't get rid of the fact that it's been like something super ingrained and deeply where they do a little bit still fear it.
Right. Yeah. They just go, I guess there's a probabilities thing where you go, I can't rule this out 100%.
But that's why they a lot of times have to go extra hard, because they're almost trying to convince themselves as much as...
Yeah.
And this is not every case, but I do see that. But I don't think you have a little bit inside of you where you're afraid of it.
No, I honestly, I've been saying it. I can't remember what I was talking about. I'm like, I would like, that is, if you are religious, that is like... And you actually are like believe it and have faith. It is kind of like a life hack. Like if you can fully believe it, like, and you're just like, you have no doubt, it is a total life hack. But I don't have it. Like when my dog died, and you're just like, yeah, this is obviously way better. If you're like, yeah, your dog's in heaven, or like your grandma dies, and you go, yeah, she's like, it's all better. This is better for if you can actually believe that. Or you go, yeah, I know for a fact that like it's just like better. Anyways, what were we saying? It's time to pray. I think Mecca's that way.
The Mecca store?
I think Mecca's that way.
Anyways, we're talking about religion. But, so the guy wants a gay Jesus.
Gay Jesus, ideally.
But, well, he says Jesus was gay. So.
Well, he's kind of just doing gay shit.
In relation to the, on the topic of socialism and stuff like that, and my favorite, I did a video about it because, this Australia thing, which is probably my favorite article this week. It's incredible. So Australia had this policy where they go, sex is a human right. You should get free prostitutes. People saw,
Is it just for the disabled?
Well, I did a street interview about how it should be a human right. Their thing is, yes, it's not, Joe Blow can't just say, I need some money for the hooers.
Mm-hmm. For the prosties? For the prosty budget?
But he can't, Joe Blow just can't get some money for the hooers. But if you are disabled, they had a very progressive government in Australia. And, there is talks about these kind of stuff other places. I know Canada was flirting with this. I'm sure that there's some progressive politicians here that start flirting with this sort of stuff. But they're basically saying this guy can't have sex. And there was always different versions of that where there'd be, women that were doing it out of the goodness of their own heart.
Yeah.
I used to kind of do a joke about it because they'd have it was just only girls could pull that off, where there'd be this woman and she was doing this heartwarming story of there was all these quadriplegic guys and I was going and jacking them off, and as a service because these guys can never have women and blah blah. And you go, imagine the story was the other way around, a guy being like, yeah, I've been just fingering all these quadriplegic women.
I mean, I'm sure you could find some that would be appreciative.
I'm sure you could.
Yeah,
but yeah, that I don't think any guy would be able to sell that. What a hero they were.
I'm put the statue up.
Right. But the NDIS, that's the organization, and they have this very progressive government, and they basically were just straight up giving people a VIG, and then they could choose they go through the sites, they choose their prostitute, and they come over and they get fucking jacked off, you know?
Yeah, they have a fun time.
Yeah.
By the way, we obviously, people all, we'll shit on women who are like, sex work's not real work. I'll concede that this sex work is real work. This
right.
Is, you're fucking putting on your hard hat.
Yeah.
Going to work.
You guys shitting while you're fucking.
Yeah, that's a real job.
Well, I think that they sort of like it because they're, in their mind, if they're not like, if this isn't too much of a chore for them, they got a steady income now.
Well, they have a steady income, but you're also like, I'm not just like a straight, just some creepy dude cheating on his wife. They're like, I'm helping disabled people.
I'm helping disabled people. You're essentially the convenience store taking your welfare and giving you scratch offs.
Yeah.
They get this check every single month, and then she comes up, jacks him off, and picks his pocket.
Yeah. Goes, thank you.
Yeah. But then I guess they had a change, and now the new guy is trying to take it away, something like that. And there's fury on the streets. They are not happy with this policy being removed.
Yeah, because generally these people can't work, so the disabled people, so they're like, I don't have disposable income.
And there is something to be said about giving these guys, free sex for 4 years and then taking it away.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough. I mean, I wouldn't be pumped about that.
They're not pumped, and they're not getting pumped.
No, I would not be too happy about that.
Okay, so, and then there's this woman. She says, the decision's been very disappointing for many who live with a disability, including myself. Now, only those who are financially well off in the disability community can afford services by paying out of pocket. One of the most common stereotypes for Mr. Morton Evans comes up against the assumption that people with a disability aren't sexual beings. What he knows firsthand is that intimacy and sex can be integral to identity and happiness for all humans. So this is the case they're pleading. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, underneath it is a guy being like, everyone should be paying for me to get head.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess the thing is, we as Western societies, most societies go like, yeah, if you're severely disabled, they go, we're not letting you die. So there is some level of just like, here's money to live and your rent, and probably you get a nurse and all this stuff. So you're like, what if the nurse also jacks you off here and there? Which seems fair. Maybe that's the problem, is you need the nurses because you have a nurse probably. We need to combine that.
How about the nurses just also prostitutes?
That's what I'm saying is you get a nurse that's also a prosty, and it's like a high-end
Okay,
nurse.
so then you start there, though, and you go, hey, this guy is disabled, so he can't pick up women, right?
Yeah.
What about a guy that's just like, yeah, I also can't pick up women?
Well, yeah.
I've been trying. I've had zero success.
Some dude on 4chan, I also can't pick up women.
Why not?
Yeah. Well, and then there we go, that's my disability.
That's my disability. I'm terrible with women. How is that not a disability? People go, I'm ADHD. You go, I repulse women. Why do I not get free snizz?
Yeah.
This guy's in a wheelchair, so he's getting head, but if you actually think about it, you go, I'm broke, I can't get women, so now this guy's getting more snizz than me?
That is a valid point.
Riddle me that.
Yeah.
And you go, well, you should be able to get your own. You go, yes, I should,
also,
but I can't.
Every woman in the last 10 years has been like, I'm disabled now. I have a disability.
Well, that is
right? So then everyone else is like, okay, well, if your dumbass thing is a disability,
do you think,
like if your shopping addiction's a disability or whatever, then I go, okay.
Do you think that that's what happened then the day that they announced that everyone disabled gets free snizz? You just all of a sudden every guy's limping around. Just everyone in Australia is cooking around in wheelchairs. Just
where's my snizz?
Free snizz, please.
Free snizz, please.
You see walking cane and a mobility scooter sales just went through the roof. And then
Forrest Gump leg braces.
Showing up. Yeah, just Kaiser Soze. I don't know. I've been trying my best. I don't know what to tell you. I can't.
Yeah. I mean, the worst part is giving it to them and taking it away. Because
giveth and taketh.
Yeah, because a lot of these people probably just understood that, I'm not getting this. This is just my lot in life. Which is a lot of regular guys who are also similar, not getting snizz.
Uh-huh.
I'm not that guy. It's just not for me. It's never going to happen.
Yeah, you're asexual, involuntary asexual.
Involuntary celibate, you would say.
Yeah.
Involuntarily celibate, I believe is the term. And and then.
But this is what would make the case, though. A guy goes, I'm disabled, I can't get women, and there's other people that's just, I'm a 40-year-old virgin.
Is it?
You go, you think I haven't been trying? What's your disability? I don't know. I guess that I'm I was diagnosed as pussy repellent.
My diagnosis is I'm disgusting and women hate me. Is it Zoran making prostitutes legal?
That's why I'm bringing this up. Yeah. I'm saying that this is where it goes.
I mean, you could see how Zoran goes from legal prostitutes to prostitutes for all.
That's the
quick.
argument I'm making. Yeah,
pretty quick.
That's kind of the line of thought that I have to bring this into our episode here. Throughout times in his life, Mr. Morton Evans has sought out the services of sex workers. He describes it as an overall enriching experience. That's a guy buttoning up.
Yeah. It was quite an enriching experience. It was very enriching.
Yeah, it's like you bring your buddy's mentally retarded brother to the strip club and you ask him how it was, and he goes, I would describe it as generally enriching.
Aren't there? That's the problem too, because there must be. You would think that there's an equal number, close to equal, female disabled people to male disabled people.
It does. I'm telling you, it doesn't work the other way as well.
Yeah, like they're
because
not
I think the
pairing
stigma's
up.
the other way around, where a guy's. I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong, but it feels like it doesn't hit as hard for a guy to say, I'm just doing the charity work of banging mentally disabled.
Well, I'm saying if they could pair, like, can you be a male disabled person, and then you're like, yeah, my wife is also disabled. Like, are there wheelchair, like wheelchair couples?
Then you go, we both want them?
No, they're able to just kind of finger blast each other.
Right, you go, why can't you two disabled people hook up?
Like maybe there's needs to be like a disabled pairing
app
system an app where we pair them all up and
what would it be called? Grinder.
Grinder. Wheelie. I don't know.
Drooler.
I don't know. There's got to be something. I mean, there must be disabled couples who are married. But the problem is probably there's just like lots of disabled women, and they go, yeah, I just have a regular guy.
Yeah.
And then the disabled guys are like, fuck.
It's definitely easier to be a disabled girl.
There was that one dude I see on social media all the time he's like, he has something and he's in a wheelchair and he just has a totally normal wife.
Yeah, there's a few of them.
Yeah,
he's a big star, that guy.
Yeah, he's a big star. And
that's, clout goes a long way these days, man.
Yeah, that's the thing. Just tell every person, if you're not getting any snizz, just start a TikTok page about your life as a disabled person. Just document your whole life and snizz will pour in.
You think Ricky Berwick hasn't fucking taken down a couple?
Oh, I bet Ricky's doing okay.
I bet you he does all right. That guy's funny as hell.
Yeah, he's really funny.
Yeah. So, growing up in the 90s, there was a big stigma around people with a disability, largely being non-sexual. Now at 45, Mr. Morton Evans, who no longer holds on to his ableist perception, he wishes those who really need the services, who already had approval for the NDIS, had access to sex work, would be supported by the subsidized choice. And then
start a GoFundMe. Okay.
That's an interesting.
Yeah, I'll throw in $20.
So you're saying it's not the government's responsibility? People should have to fund their own.
Well, in somewhere like Australia, where it's probably a lot of socialist policies. And it's not a socialist country, but similar to Canada, where you're like they have socialist policies. If the government takes it away from you, then is it any different than someone in America who says, I got in a car accident and I have $50,000 of medical debt?
I have $40,000 of prosty debt.
And they're not cool about not paying back. So, although, what's the worst that can happen? They're going to put me in a wheelchair. Joke's on them. You're going to break my legs? I can't feel my legs. So,
it's so funny. The guy hitting his knee. The guy from the mob hitting his kneecap.
He's like, ow! Stop that! Ow! And it's not timed right. Like he hits it 5 seconds later. Ow!
I was watching a ton of mob shows the other day. I watched the one about the Toronto mob.
Dude, my buddies. So in that my friend Aubrey, he was like a good friend of mine from Guelph. His uncle's in that show about the Toronto mob thing. It was like
really,
yeah. His uncle is that he's like that old bald dude, gray hair. I can't remember what his name is. And
Ricoto or whatever?
No, he's Jewish. He's like a Jewish mobster from Toronto. He like tried to. He has like a crazy story. He like fell. He was the dude where like they found a body in the trunk of the car. Remember, there's like a thing where like there's like riding around with like a body, and he had a rocket launcher or something. And this dude, I can't remember his name, but he tried in like the 70s or 80s, and he went to jail for I think like 10 years over this. He went to like Kingston Penitentiary. They tried to run a coup on this island. Him and like some Hells Angels bikers got tricked into doing a coup over this Dominica, I think it's called. Like,
yeah.
This, not Dominican Republic, but like a different island called Dominica. And they tried to do a coup, but it was like a full setup. So they like showed up. It was total like comedy of errors. Them trying to do this coup, total setup. And they ended up just like getting popped and going to jail. But his it's like
it's hard to. A lot of the Toronto guys, the main guy didn't go to jail still.
Yeah.
The Philly guys got rounded up, but Toronto guys, they can't do a RICO, so a lot of them couldn't go to jail.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I know you're on all the crime stuff, and this is just a small crime divergence, but I was getting deep into that stuff because my favorite stuff, right? So then I started listening to the Ian Bick guy, and Johnny Mitchell does one.
Yeah.
And I had him on Facebook, and I was seeing his clips every now and then, and I just listened to a whole podcast. It is those podcasts, and I only listen to 2. They just get these gangsters to come on and lie for an hour and a half.
Right.
I had this Mexican guy on, and by the way, I looked at the comments and everyone kind of agreed because I was just like, I'm like, this is crazy. The comments are kind of it reminds me of like people I went to high school with that. Their younger brother was just the biggest liar in the world. He goes, yeah, and then I was a jail guard, and then after I was a jail guard, and then I became I went to jail while I was a jail guard, and then I became the head of what's the Mexican mafia called?
The cartel?
One of those.
Yeah.
Not the cartel, though. They have some name, the Spanish lords or whatever.
Okay.
And then he was like, I became the head of that, and they go, did anyone mention that you were a guard? He goes, no, that's the thing, no one mentioned it. And then five minutes later, he goes, yeah, and the one guy knew I was a guard, so I had to kill him. And it was just, all these jail story guys, they're liars.
Right. Yeah.
Do you ever listen to them?
I've seen some of them, yeah, and some of them do feel like a lot.
Buddy, I'm listening to this thing.
Like, how would you know?
I was listening to this thing. I'm walking around listening to this, being like, what? none of it made sense. They're all, and then I fuck this guard, and then I fuck that guard. Yeah, the girls, they do whatever I want. You know what I mean? If I wanted head, I just snap my fingers, I'd get head. And the same thing, within 5 minutes, the one guy, he goes, yeah, everyone else at the prison had one set of rules. You're in your cell for 23 hours a day. Me, it's like, the guards would be like, if you want to be on the yard a little longer, that's your thing. Whenever you want to shower, you just let me know. And then like 5 minutes later again, he'd go, yeah, I never was able to leave my cell. They're pathological liars. Because there's these criminals, which probably a lot of these criminals are pathological liars, right?
Right.
It reminded me of a coked out city girl that just can't stop lying.
Right. Yeah, see, I like the clips of those. I never actually listened to the podcast. I didn't
realize they're all liars.
Yeah. I could see that. I'm more of, I never like the guard ones. It's all the actual inmates that are usually better.
Well, this guy became an inmate.
Oh, he became an inmate.
Yeah.
I think I saw a clip.
Mexican?
Of that guy. Yeah. It was like a
from New York.
DUI or something.
Yeah, that's the one. You seen that?
I saw the clip of it. Yeah, because I followed.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, where essentially
I couldn't believe
he showed up to a bar and I think he said someone spiked his drink or something.
Yeah.
And then he got home and they're like, you killed somebody.
Yeah, all of it was, and then he goes, even that, he goes, yeah, the judge said to me, the judge was like, I know you didn't do it, I know you weren't in the car, but you only got 7 years left on your sentence, so I'm just gonna let you finish it. And you go, yeah, that's not what they do.
Yeah.
The judge just made an executive call that we all know you're innocent and we know you didn't do this, but it's only 7 years, so why don't you just finish it out? No, the opposite of a cool judge. Why don't you finish out your sentence? It didn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
Anyway, were you looking something up? Or?
Well, I was trying to find the name of this guy, but I can't find it. But it was my friend's. But it was that whole coup thing. But it's a pretty crazy story.
Yeah, I love those.
Yeah. But he's like one of the main guys. He was like this big Jewish gangster in Toronto.
Nice.
And I don't know what he does now, but he's around. He was at the wedding. He was at my buddy's wedding.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
But yeah, the crime podcasts, I didn't realize the extent to which they're all just liars.
Yeah.
It would be the equivalent.
Definitely take a lot of it with a grain of salt.
It's the equivalent of, a guy just coming up and he's telling you like crazy sex stories. It's just like, yeah, fucked 20 girls this morning. And then yesterday I fucked a girl. And then, I was at the DMV and the girl asked me to give me head. So I got head from her. It's crazy. They're such liars. I just walked around. This guy looked at me the wrong way. So I had to beat him up. You know how it is. And then his 5 friends came. I beat them all up individually and then, stood on top of their bodies and said, you want to try again? 10 more guys came in, cracked all their necks. That's how they are.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's the odd one that they're not lying, but it felt to me that
Well, you just don't know. No,
that's incorrect. You can tell when it's someone's lying this much because they contradict themselves.
Right.
If the guy talked for 7 minutes and I just saw a clip, I might not know. When you hear him talk for 2 hours, you're just like, this guy's the biggest piece of baloney I've ever seen in my life.
Big piece of baloney. Charles Yanover, that's the name. I found.
Nice.
If you want to check him out.
You're happy that was bothering you?
It was really bugging me. This guy. If you remember him from the thing.
Oh!
Yeah, that's my buddy's uncle.
What?
Yeah, that's my buddy's uncle.
That guy?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's my buddy's uncle.
No way.
Yeah.
He was pretty reasonable. He's Jewish?
He's Jewish, yeah.
You can put that on the screen, by the way.
Yeah, Charles Yanover.
He's big, fat guy.
Big, fat dude.
Bald.
Yeah.
Chain.
Yeah.
But he was, one thing I noticed about him, he was doing the interview and he was in what I thought was basically a 2-bedroom apartment. So I don't know if he's got money these days.
No, he doesn't.
Because he was doing an interview in the living room and you could see his bedroom behind him. So I was like, this guy's like in an apartment.
Yeah. No. This guy was.
I didn't think he was Jewish.
Yeah, he is. Charles Yanover. From what I know, he was like this, and he just loved crime. Like he was, dude. Like if you look at it, it's so.
Did he ever go to jail?
Yes, he was. My friend used to go visit him at Kingston Penitentiary.
How long did he do time for?
Like a long time.
What for?
For this coup. It was called, if you look it up, it's called they call it the Bayou of Pigs. Like it's like a play on Bay of Pigs or whatever. And it was him and like these bikers who were like neo-Nazis. So he's like a Jew working with neo-Nazis to basically overthrow this government. But it was like essentially a total setup.
And he's in the mob.
And he was mob adjacent and doing all this stuff for the mob. I don't know if he was like an enforcer or what, but
well, this was about the Toronto mob and he was right in there.
Yeah. He's like one of the main guys and he just lived this.
He doesn't look like a mobster too. He looks like a fat computer salesman.
If you meet him, he's just like this old Jewish guy. Like if you go to
Did you chat with him?
I talked to him a little bit. Yeah, I didn't really get into it too much with him, but like my friend used to own a deli and he just worked at the deli. Like you would go to the deli and in Toronto and he would just be like a cashier at the deli because it was after his life of he's out of the life of crime.
He's not in the life of crime because after all that he came out and he's just working at a deli now.
Yeah,
and living in his 2-bedroom apartment.
Which is I think what happens to most of them.
No, a lot of these Toronto guys. That was a big part of the story. Is some of these guys are 85 years old and they never got pinched.
They never got pinched,
and they can't pinch them because there's no RICO laws. That's why so much of the mob is in Montreal and all the bikers. So much of the stuff is in Montreal there, and then Italy wants to do a. You know how they do the Interpol extradition, but Canada doesn't have those same laws that Italy and America have, so they can't extradite them because they don't have a similar version of the crime.
Right.
So basically, it's Canada's kind of their soft on crime business is sort of a safe haven. Dude, they would get these guys dead to rights and they would get off. You know?
They just couldn't convict them. I mean, the Italian mafia's biggest kind of stronghold right now is in Canada.
But that's why.
Yeah, because they say here it's dead. Like when the Chauncey Billups thing came out and they're like, oh, the mob's back, and people are like, well, it really never left like the mafia, but it is like they have like regular killings in Canada
alive and well in Woodbridge
and in Montreal, people getting whacked in parking lots 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it happens a lot.
But apparently that's the reason. Anyway, but that's so funny because this was 2 days ago. I was watching that guy. I was thinking that was a weird dude, That's so funny.
He's just some old Jewish guy who just I guess he wasn't old at the time, but he just kind of got roped.
Big fat guy,
and he's done a lot of time though.
Wow.
Yeah.
Boys, we're trying to get you in shape. We're trying to get you yoked, or at the very least, we're trying to get you gym or beach body ready.
Oh yeah.
And you know what? It doesn't even have to be beach body ready.
You got to start for the beach body now.
And you don't even necessarily need the beach body. You just want the not embarrassing body.
Yeah.
We're trying to stay in shape here. If you want the beach body, you can get the beach body. But either way, Fitbod is the way to do it. If you're not using Fitbod already, What are you doing?
What are you doing?
I've been on Fitbod for
We've been using it. We've
years
been on
now.
it. Yeah, and it's great, especially if you travel a lot.
Especially if you travel a lot, it keeps things interesting. You don't have to bring a notepad to the gym.
No.
If you're in new gyms or if you move buildings, it helps your routine. I don't want a fitness trainer being on someone else's schedule. I was talking earlier, maybe that was the Patreon. I was talking about how much I do not like having all these Zoom calls and meetings and blah, blah.
Getting called the bitch by a guy you pay $100.
I also don't want to get called bitch by a guy $100,000 an hour.
Not ideal.
Fitbod is the way to do it. Fitbod creates personal workout routines based on your goals, fitness level, and available equipment. They got workouts that adapt as you grow, so each workout's challenging enough to push you to make progress so you don't get stuck in those ruts. Fitbod tracks your muscle recovery so you can avoid burnout to keep up your momentum. Fine-tuned by experienced, certified personal trainers to bring the best practices and exercise science to you. And you can level up your workout with customized fitness plans that work for you with over 1,000 demonstration videos. So, you can level up your workout right now. Join Fitbod today to get your personalized workout plan, 25% off your subscription, or you can try the app for free for 7 days at fitbod.me/boyscast. That is fitbod.me/boyscast. It's AG1 time. Fellas. Picture this. You just woke up. I'm going to first give you the bad picture first. You woke up, you go, where's my vitamins?
Where's my vitamins?
I need my vitamins. Oh, I forgot them in my bag. Oh, I have to go to my bag. Or option 2, I wake up, oh, I'm thirsty and I need my vitamins. Okay, AG1 in the closet. Put some coffee on. Maybe grab the AG1. And by the way, I got another AG1 fact. I don't know if you have the tin.
Yeah.
But it took me too long to do this, but I took all the bags and put them in the tin now.
Yeah,
Much better, by the way.
That's what the tin's for.
I didn't do the tin.
Yeah, well, you think the tin's just there?
I know. I just didn't do it for whatever reason. I didn't do the tin, and it was a mistake.
That's what the tin's about. Is you take the AG1, you put it in the tin.
Take the lid off your tin. It's not even in the cupboard anymore. It's right on the counter. Take the lid off the tin. 1 scoop. Bingo, bango. In the thing.
Great.
Water. Sometimes you take water if you want, cold water to the thing, put it in. We're talking, we're talking probiotics. We're talking prebiotics. We're talking everything you need. I actually had on one of my Zoom calls that I was talking about I didn't want to do. I was drinking the AG1 at the time, and the guy goes, AG1? I drink it every single day. And now I have AGZ as well.
Yeah.
Which helps you sleep.
Yeah. Yeah. Good for the sleeping.
Because I was trying different other ones too, and AGZ is the best one by far.
Really?
Yes, 100%. No question. And by the way, you get them from the same place, and you're not mixing and matching all this stuff.
Right. Yeah. It's a one-stop shop.
One-stop shop. I got other people in my life. I told you, my stepdad, my dad's on JG1. Everything you need. So if you don't want a simple routine that gets you all your vitamins that you need every single morning, a well-rounded diet, maybe you're...
And you're missing something, and you need
Exactly.
it. Yeah.
It's impossible to be like, I'm trying to make sure the right foods are covering everything. It just doesn't work that way. And listen, holidays are coming around. Yep. You might get lost in sweets.
Ooh.
You might have too much turkey.
Goddamn
tryptophan, you're passing out.
Garden maze.
It's a garden maze. Well, one thing you can do is make sure you bring the travel packs wherever you go. You got the AG1, they throw in the travel packs. It's pretty simple stuff.
Very convenient.
Keep your routine in check. Tropical taste. They have other versions now too. And they got the AGZ.
Yep.
You're covered in the morning. You're covered at night. It's simple. There's no way to complicate
during the day.
And you're a beast. You're covered in the morning. You're a beast during the day.
Covered
and then
at
you're
night.
covered at night.
That's how you do it.
Yes. And it's the most thing. By the way, out of all the things I do, that's the only one that I probably never forget.
Yeah, for sure.
Even other things like, hair pills, those, sometimes you forget them.
Sometimes you forget them, yeah.
You forget that stuff. I have so many things I take and forget. I actually almost never, I don't think I've ever forgotten it.
Because you got to go to, it's like you have the stack. It's like the habit.
It's there, yeah.
The habit stack.
It's a habit stack.
Yeah, because you're going to have your coffee, so.
You're going to have your coffee. So head over to drinkag1.com/boyscast to get a free welcome kit with AG1 Flavor Sampler and a bottle of vitamin D3 plus K2 when you subscribe. That is drinkag1.com/boyscast. Once again, that is drinkag1.com/boyscast. Free welcome kit with AG1 Flavor Sampler and a bottle of vitamin D3 plus K2 when you subscribe. drinkag1.com/boyscast. So back to sex work as a service. Morton Evans, a tech entrepreneur who has cerebral palsy and uses a wheelchair. I don't know if a guy who runs a company is in a wheelchair needs
why can't
pussy
he
from the government.
Why can't he just, if he's a tech entrepreneur?
Yeah, he wishes those with lived-in experience had been further consulted. So that's a funny thing. He's going to the thing being like, I wish you asked me. I wish that I before they got rid of this, I wish they had asked someone like me. And what would you have said? I would have said, I like it.
Yeah, I would like free prostitutes, please. These are medical prostitutes.
When they got rid of the free prostitutes, I wish they'd asked someone like me what I thought about it. And they go, what do you think about it? I don't like it. I think we should get them.
Hate it. I mean, sex work is a service, I guess.
This guy is a tech entrepreneur.
I wonder what.
Why does a tech entrepreneur need the government paying for his snizz?
That's true. You're like, because it's hard to say that, you can't afford it. Like,
what's the argument?
You just don't want to pay for it out of pocket. Is that all it is?
Well, I guess his argument is God taketh, God giveth. Sex is a human right, not something that people should be entitled to. It's something adults should have the opportunity to seek out to feel human, which is
operations manager at the University of Sydney.
This guy has a limp.
I'm sure the guy makes enough where, unless he's spending so much money on prostitutes,
he needs
just like a revolving door.
But they said he said sex is a human right.
Right. Well, tell that to all the regular dudes who aren't getting any.
But again, when they, our kind of argument where they go, this is a human right. Well, they go, the argument against that is they go, well, you don't have a right to someone else's labor, right? So if someone else, someone else has to build it, and you go, well, you don't have a right to someone else's labor. Is kind of the argument.
Sex is not a human
No, but that's an argument against any of this stuff, right? Where you go, well, housing is a human right. Where you go, well, you don't have the right to force someone to build something for you.
Of course,
that's what they say, right? Yeah. Okay, but the same thing here, where they say sex is a human right, where you go, well, you don't have the right to force someone to have sex with you, is kind of the argument against it. But they have gotten here where they say this is a human right.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I could see how disabled people feel that, but obviously, go apply that to.
By the way, if I was, if you're a disabled person, go after it. Why not? Right? No. Why wouldn't you be trying to do that?
Of course.
If you're in a wheelchair and the government's throwing it out there that we're going to buy your prostitutes, I wouldn't be like principled about it.
No, not with the weird shit I'm into. No, I wouldn't.
Well, that's what's next.
I wouldn't be principled about it either.
And you go, yes, sex is a human right. And here's the funny thing about how I like to have my sex: I punch them. Why do I not have that sex the way that I like to have it?
I like to fist them with my claw.
Sex the way that I prefer it is a human right.
But yeah, sex is not a human right.
Tell that to Australia. They've declared it one.
That's an odd precedent because you just think how that applies to everybody, and then it's not.
Oh yeah, but that's to me the obvious part is you go, there are guys in wheelchairs that get way more pussy than guys that are not in wheelchairs.
Of course. But also just, third worlders show up to your country and they go, I heard sex is human rights. It's not going to work out great.
That's a good way to get it. You trying to get illegal immigrants? That's how you get illegal immigrants.
Yeah. Hey, we're moving to this country where sex is a human right.
Yeah.
Sick.
You go, okay, welcome to Australia. You go, does it happen now or?
I'd like my sex, please.
Yeah. How does this?
Do I get sex now or sex later? I'd like both, please.
How does this work? Do you suck me up?
So when does this happen?
He just starts unzipping at the border.
Just at the fucking customs.
At the border. Zip. Oh, no, that's not how it.
There's like, passport, please. He goes, are you the one who gives sex?
I think some able-bodied politicians can be quite narrow-minded towards issues that impact people with disabilities. It is funny that say they're narrow-minded, and you go, what do you mean by that? Well, they don't think that the government should pay for me to get head.
I mean, who also thought sex was a human right? That guy who rented the van in Toronto and plowed everybody over. He also thought sex was a human right. And, maybe if the government of Canada was more like the government of Australia, all those people would still be alive.
By the way, you don't need the government to pay for your prostitutes, even if you're very, very disabled. What you do need is the government to pay for a subscription to Mysteries paywall.
Yeah. If you get behind that paywall, you'll be swimming in it.
Yeah, this is the thing. It's like teach a man to fish, right?
Sure.
They should say we can't actually pay for your prostitutes. However, what we can do is we send you a copy of the game. we send you a
one-on-one mystery zooms.
Yeah,
I mean, mysteries probably see
It's equal quality of opportunity.
Yeah. Mystery probably sees someone in a wheelchair. He goes, dude, you know how sick of an opener that is?
Yeah, exactly. You're peacocking.
Yeah, you're peacocking so hard right now. He goes, all I've got is a wacky hat. You got a fucking motorized wheelchair?
Actually,
kidding me?
You know what? I actually was going through me and Matt Stankover always said in the mystery stuff because it's like it's my favorite thing in the world. But he had a real big.
We could probably get him on here, by the way.
You can kiss a girl in
Okay. This was probably my favorite mystery one of all time. You ready? Okay, hold on.
Sure, you can kiss a girl in the club. It's a shared activity, something to do, especially after you do some flinch tests. You know, I may lean in and say, I want to smell you. Come here.
Smell
to
you.
see if she flinches. And if she allows me to smell her, I can say, ooh, you smell so familiar. And if she's being hesitant, I could say, you smell like poo, shampoo. And now it's just a joke. And then I roll off. But instead of putting your hand on her knee, why don't you take her hand? That's the flinch.
Dude, he did a I can't remember what it's called, but he announced that they're doing a like a conference in Vegas, and he does his speech, and then it's like party with us, game with us or something. I can't remember, but so basically 50 people go and does his conference, and then all 50 of them go to the bar afterwards.
Yeah.
And it's just 50 guys just striking out.
How do you think that little trick of his works with a thick accent? You smell like poo.
Or with anyone.
No, let me smell your hair. You smell like poo. Shampoo. Oh my God, my pussy is so wet right now. Your place or mine?
Can you imagine paying $5,000 for a private session and he tells you to ask her to smell her hair?
I've been doing that already.
yeah.
What do you mean? I've already been doing smell hair.
By the way, I was rocking the Indian outfit for Halloween.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't know if you saw that. But I was having really fun with it because some people thought I was doing Zoran Mandami, or some people thought it was, trying to be offensive. And I was just like, yeah, I'm the biggest actor in the world, Shah Rukh Khan. They go, who? I go, I mean, you're kind of implying I'm racist. You don't know who the biggest actor in the history of the world is? Biggest box office on earth? I mean, all right, I guess. Actually, the brown dudes were all loving it when I was like, I'm Shah Rukh Khan. Yeah, because they love it, right? I will say, this is a side note, I was wearing, I'm not kidding, I was wearing the fucking Indian outfit for probably 2 hours, right? And I noticed that I was smelling really bad. And then I was at the office here, and then I went to the store and I got deodorant on my way to the stand because I was just like, I smell fucking.
So you think it's the clothes?
That's a hypothesis I'm presenting.
That they actually just wear smelly clothes?
Buddy, those clothes were I'm telling you, I hadn't had that in a while where I noticed I'm like, fuck, I smell.
Yeah, interesting. That's maybe the factories that they make them in. Maybe the dyes they use.
It's a combination of something. Yeah, it doesn't soak in. It's that
or something. Yeah, they need like Lululemon to take a crack at these.
Yeah,
they need some like moisture wicking.
But I noticed it. Actually, I got one more mystery. I told you I was working on something, but
we should get mystery on.
I'll play them here. But I had a little folder of them because I was cooking something up. So this is what you pay the guy. So the guy's in a wheelchair. He says he wants free sex, and you can't have free sex. But what you can have is pay $5,000 for this.
Say to a bartender.
Okay. So this is how you pick up a bartender.
Okay. I'll say to a bartender, do you know what sucks? The very thing that's allowed you and I to meet just now is the very thing that'll keep us from ever getting to know each other. You know what that is? Well, you're at work, and I'm with my friends. If it weren't for work, you wouldn't be here. If it weren't for my friends, I wouldn't be here either.
The goggles on his head.
But it's the same thing that'll keep us from getting to know each other. Because you got to get back to work, and as you can see, I got to rejoin my friends. But as the social butterflies that we are, I'm sure we can come up with a way around this. Any ideas? And usually they'll grab a receipt and put their number on it. And I'll say, industry mixer on Thursday, midnight.
So these are the kind of advice you guys
I feel like that would kind of work if you're a certain type of guy.
Buddy, and if there's no one at the bar, if it's a busy bar, the girl's like, what do you need? You finally get in there, you go. She's like, what do you want? The very thing... What? Okay, let me know when you're ready. What do you guys?
You gotta be like a kind of dead place.
Yeah, this has to be a dead place where you're there just sitting and talking to a bartender. But it's funny. He goes, then I naturally just slip her the papers. She tells me there's an industry mixer. And by the way, I'm not trying to say mystery wasn't getting pussy. You take enough shots.
Yeah.
I'm just saying generally the funnier part is, that's the kind of thing. Yeah. Well, we're talking about now we got a guy in a wheelchair with an Indian accent being like, giving this 2-minute sermon.
He's typing it into his computer.
I am problem solver.
The thing that has brought us together.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it is funny, the idea of just like 500 guys going out to a bar together, just striking out like crazy.
Well, the best is,
and then word gets out. It's like, are you guys from
the bartender hearing this for the 25th time in the same night? She goes, let me guess, the thing that brought us together is the thing that was we can never meet.
It's just
She's mouthing the words like it's her favorite song.
It's just a girl saying they're 90 guys smell her hair.
Smell like poo.
She goes,
Shampoo.
you smell like poo. You smell like poo. You smell like poo. He goes, and eventually also, if word would get out too, eventually a girl will be talking to a guy, hi, how's it going? Like, you're not here with the pickup artist.
Yeah, you're not doing the poo thing, are you?
But you find a girl finding out you're there with the pickup artist conference.
It's tough.
Yeah.
We've been discovered to the next bar.
The thing on there, the name tags from Mysteries Angels. Oh, God.
Yeah, I would like to see the effectiveness of the shampoo line. Crazy enough, though, I bet you it has
You
worked
smell
for
like
mystery.
poo.
You smell like poo.
I know, mystery, but it probably doesn't work as much now.
You have to have so much confidence, like an insane amount of confidence, which that's the thing that you can't.
He had a TV show too. That helps.
That helps, yeah. And he's like, I'm famous and I make money.
He was
and,
famous.
Yeah. You heard of the game? That was about me.
I know.
All right. Something.
But yeah, it's just funny to me always. Is probably my favorite thing. I probably brought it up before, but him telling, the 500 guys that are terrible at women just at a bar flanking women.
Just so aggressive, just grabbing at them. All these
You smell like poo. You smell like poo. Don't anyone tell you smell like poo. You smell like shit. Shampoo.
Sham shit. I mean, poo. Fuck. Please have sex with me.
I'll be back.
Do you have any coworkers? Trying something.
And the guy behind him's there, like tapping his watch. Like, you've had your 2 minutes.
Excuse me, it's my turn.
It's my turn.
Excuse me, it's my turn.
Zoran Mamdani announces all-female transition team, including former FTC chair Lena Khan. So he's already at it. He goes all girl.
All girl boss. Kind of what the Trudeau thing did.
Yeah.
Yeah, just girl boss central over here. Should be fun to watch. I don't know. So many people are so like, oh, is that in New York City? It'll be fine.
No, it's going
It'll be fine.
Nah, I'm against you
biggest-
on that. I think it's going to be a disaster.
I don't know if it'll be a disaster. My biggest concern is actually is that he actually does an okay job, and then this kind of spreads across the country, and everybody starts souring on Trump.
I mean, well, the ideas don't work. So the less of them he do, the better.
Yes, exactly. That's okay.
Yeah, when you have bad ideas, you go, yeah, if he has 20 ideas and he only gets 2 of them, that'll be better than if he did 4 of them.
Sure.
He announced all-female team of co-chairs for his transition team. Prominent ally of Vermont, Bernie Sanders, who is an aggressive antitrust regulator, blah, blah, blah. Nothing too interesting about that, but I just like that he's already getting into it.
Yeah, and he's already begging for money.
Probably my favorite thing was recently they had Bill de Blasio. They interviewed there's a guy named Bill de Blasio who was the old mayor of New York, and they interviewed him, and he was just like, oh, Zoran's the worst, all this stuff, and then it turns out it was just a different guy.
A guy named Bill de Blasio on Long Island. It was like someone from England who was trying to get a story, and they just looked up Bill de Blasio. He goes, pretty cool that Bill de Blasio's phone number is just in the phone book.
Yeah.
They just call this guy, and the guy went along with it. Like, are you former mayor Bill de Blasio? And he's like, yes, I am.
I know.
And then he just started trashing Zoran.
Yeah, good.
Still didn't work.
This is what I was kind of thinking of it. If I was talking to a bunch of my a lot of comedian friends that are kind of like urban New Yorker types, they all hate this shit.
Well, it was
grew up in New York guys.
Yeah,
they're not about this life.
No, the people who voted for Zoran the most were people who have lived in New York City for less than, I think it was either 5 or 10 years. Yeah. It was mostly white women, college educated. It was the people who
the worst voting block.
Yeah, like when they say stuff,
the suicidal empathy block.
Yeah, but like when crime's going to get really bad, and it's going to get bad for those people way more than it's going to get bad for you living in the West Village.
Guys, I knew that they're afraid of the birds a little bit, especially in comedy, so they keep it down around the birds because they know the birds are loud and proud right now and they're energized.
Yeah.
But they definitely are just like, yeah, this is shit.
Yeah, they live in the Bronx. They grew up in the Bronx. I don't want free buses.
Hey, have you ever been to a restaurant and you're paying for it on your credit card, but you kind of maybe you're going to the bathroom or something, so your girlfriend is the one who types in the tip. That's how the economy of New York works right now.
Essentially,
that's the economy of New York.
Yeah, every tip now minimum is going to be 30% when they flip over the sign. It'll be 30, 40, 50. 50.
Right, it's them deciding the tip on other people's money. Yeah. that's how New York works as a city.
I mean, it's almost a guarantee. You have to think that taxes are going to go up for everybody.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, he's trying to say, oh, taxes only the people make over $1 million, and all right, give it 2 years, and he has some harebrained scheme.
Yeah.
So sorry, taxes are actually going up for everyone.
Have you seen the graph of mental hospitals and prisons where they basically, it was a complete X, and they got rid of the mental hospitals and crime just skyrocketed, and then the amount of prisons went up?
Of course. I mean, there used to be, I looked into it, there used to be in the 50s, it was like 360 some odd mental hospital beds per 100,000 Americans, and now it's 12.
Yeah. So it's just, there's a certain...
But there was like a lot, everybody was pretty, at the time, in favor of shutting down those mental hospitals because all the stories came out of them where they were treating them
Think
so
about how
badly.
many good movies we got from that, though.
I know, of course.
One Flew to the Cuckoo's Nest.
That's the only one I know.
Shutter Island.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Shutter Island, yeah. But they used to, can they not just open a mental institution and not abuse them? Can we do that? Because that would probably solve a lot of problems.
What if Cypress Hill opens one called Insane in the Membrane?
Anything. We just need ones where you go, just pay them enough where they're not incentivized to literally physically and sexually abuse these people. And because
you can probably also now it's a different time too because there's cameras and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's probably harder for them to get away with.
There was an element where they said, "Oh, they came up with all these new like antipsychotic like drugs, and so they're like the drugs work better. There's better drugs. We don't need them." But essentially, what happened is they emptied out the asylums, and then their idea was let's put them all in prison, and then the idea was, oh, you know what? Prison's actually not the best place for them because a lot of these people like don't really belong in prison. That's just the place where we can put them. And then society was like, oh, well, that's unfair. So now let's just put them on the subways.
That's kind of where it got.
That's essentially what it happened. He goes, yeah, the mental asylum's not good. Prison not good. Let's just release them to the public. You go, that's also not good. There's got to be something better than this.
You live on the subway now, and they go, well, they can't afford the subway. You go, free.
Yeah, free subway, and they live there. You go, okay.
Yeah, I was kind of, how I've been thinking about that theory a lot where, the idea that what makes a man is someone that produces more than they consume.
Yeah.
And to some degree, that's like an American value. I was kind of thinking like, how do women fit into that? And I thought that the way to describe it is women fit into it the same way. However, they can hack it by having kids because their kids' productivity counts towards theirs.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So basically, a woman is the same thing. If you're an adult when you produce more than you consume, that's when you're officially adult. If you're not producing more than you consume as a human, you're not quite an adult yet. You know what I mean? And you go, but if you have kids, then the kids' consumption over a lifetime counts towards yours if you're a woman. So you can hack it.
Yeah, you could be like, I made five people.
Right, because I was thinking about my theory that, and then we were talking about how women on average produce less than they consume over a lifetime, but men do. So you go, okay, well, how does that fit into it? And you go, well, that's because if they have kids, their kids' consumption counts towards whether they're an adult.
And if they don't have kids, then they're just not an adult?
No, it's a weird one. I know that's where it falls apart a little bit because if they don't have kids, they have the man standard. Right. If they don't have kids, it's do you produce more than you consume. But if they do have kids and those kids are a disaster, that doesn't make them not an adult. So it makes them, but a woman. So you go, a man, makes a man? You produce more than you consume. What makes a woman? You produce more than you consume.
Or what makes a woman is you consume more than you produce. That's a woman right there. That's a textbook definition of a woman.
Right, you're saying the woman in a negative sense.
Yeah.
Is there another one?
Yeah, this is they consume more than they produce.
Anyway, these are theories I'm working on.
They're helping the GDP.
Teen Vogue was shut down.
Oh man, we were just talking about it last week. trying to find the numbers for Teen Vogue, and then all of a sudden it gets the axe.
Teen Vogue got the axe, and
I love the optics of this story too, where they're like, they're firing all marginalized people. So originally you complained there weren't enough marginalized people. So what's the deal? Just you can never close down a business once you acquiesce to all these like DEI.
Right. That's a good point.
You know, so you're like, okay, we hired only marginalized POCs, all the stuff, and
now you can't shut it down.
Yeah, our business isn't doing great. We're gonna have to shut down. You go, you can't.
You can't. You're right. That's
You
a
can't
good.
just lay off an all trans workforce.
Yeah,
You know how
that's a
bad that
scam.
looks. You go, okay, well, what are we supposed to do?
So the News Guild of New York scolds Condé Nast for laying off BIPOC trans staffers at Teen Vogue. You're right, because they.
Yeah, we gave you your thing. You wanted all this stuff, and we gave it to you. You gave you a shot to run it, and you promised us that it would be better this way, right? That was the kind of deal. Was, hey, you know,
This is a strength.
This is a strength. This makes it better. And you go, okay, go ahead. And now
But they're losing money, and you go, yeah, you should be. You should be subsidizing it.
yeah. It's everybody's discriminating against us, so you should be subsidizing it. And now it's just getting folded into regular Vogue.
They had some bangers, so I just went to find in the blogosphere. I said this was their number one banger. This was my personal favorite, if you guys remember. How to find accessible chest binders as a disabled trans person. So that was where they were at.
Yeah. Which again, if your editor-in-chief of Teen Vogue is a disabled trans person, that's the stuff they care about. It's understandable, but I think they got a little too niche on this stuff.
Yeah, they might have gone a little niche.
Yeah, because Teen Vogue probably used to be how to make your crush notice you.
It was.
When you're in high school.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And then it was like how to get chest binders when you're disabled. There's like 4 of us. It's like 4 people who will read this and go, oh, that's good.
Very niche. How many people could be reading that article?
Like you're in high school and you're disabled and you're trans and you're a woman. You're like, that's a pretty small piece of the pie.
And you couldn't get the chest binders through traditional methods.
Right, you're right. You don't have Amazon. So
Yeah,
there's no Amazon.
So you're working. You're looking for black market
Black
chest
market
binders.
chest binders. It's almost like it was doomed to fail.
So we don't have Teen Vogue anymore, but we do have Slate.
Okay.
And Huffington
We'll always
Post.
have
Some
Slate.
other ones will always have Slate.
Not so fast, but we have Slate for now.
We have Slate for now. Well, this is what Slate, their recent one. I had to undergo a dramatic physical transformation. I didn't expect my husband's strange reaction. I'm a 36-year-old woman. Recently, I got a buzz cut as I'm dealing with some scalp issues, and it's easier to mark things when there isn't any hair. She Jada Pinkett Smithed herself.
Okay.
My husband of 9 years, Edward, has an odd reaction. He recently discovered he enjoys rubbing my head and rubbing his fingers through my short hair. He says it's soft and nice. The other night, he ejaculated from doing nothing but rubbing his hand through the back of my head.
It's odd. Certainly odd.
Yeah, I don't think.
I mean, it's your husband, so.
I mean, if your girlfriend if your fucking wife shaves her head, and you're just like, oh, there we go. There it is.
Please don't grow your hair back.
A little gay?
So much. It's a little gay, yeah. I mean, again, that is such a weird thing to just, if you're a grown man, you're not a teenage boy, to just from touch only. That would,
Right.
like, how is that even possible? Like, well, what is going on in this relationship where a 36-year-old man, or maybe he's old, he's probably older.
Yeah.
Probably 40. Like, that's such a red flag. Yeah. Not great.
And then we have New York Post dipping its toes in the blog game. Dear Abby, how do I tell my family I'm asexual?
How do you tell your family?
For the past 2 years, I've been trying to
I mean,
conceal.
the real question is, how do I tell my family I'm asexual and have them give a shit anymore?
That is the question, but it's funny the other way, where it's, I'm trying to describe my sexuality, but really it's some dude. How do I tell my dad that I haven't been smashing dash? He's gonna be so disappointed in me.
Yeah, have him not be disappointed in me.
When I was your age, you know how much fucking tail I was getting?
Tons.
I was having threesomes in a hotel room.
Asexual shit didn't even exist. Aren't you embarrassed?
Yeah, because I didn't say in this whether it was a guy and a girl, which I assume girl.
Yeah,
but it's
girl for
fun.
sure.
I know, but it doesn't say that specifically. So funnier if it was a guy.
Oh, that would be.
This is Dear Abby at New York Post, by the way.
Yeah, this is very disappointing.
I'm worried how my parents might react if I tell them. My decision to come out would likely conflict with their family's conservative-leaning religious beliefs. Their dad's, he's...
First off, you're not concerned. You're literally doing this to own your MAGA parents.
yeah.
You would be very disappointed if they accepted you.
You would hate that.
If you come out to your MAGA parents and there's just saying, oh, yeah, that's great. We really accept you for your...
Love that.
What is it now? Asexual this week? Okay.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, great. Good stuff.
I mean, that being said, if you are a mega dad and your daughter has some weird sexuality, that is a sigh of relief where you go, the sexuality is nothing.
Nothing.
You go, Dad, I have to tell you something. I have to come to the closet. You go, here we go. I'm never having sex. You go,
all right.
Yeah.
Sick.
But it is funny.
I thought that was going to be way worse.
If it's the son, it's like, no.
Yeah.
In this house, we like Christ, guns, and getting pussy.
Getting tang. Yeah.
You're a disgrace to this household.
Yeah. But,
Millie Bobby Brown, the only reason I wanted to bring this up is because, so the other guy that was in Stranger Things, you know that dude?
The David Harbour.
David Harbour is having the worst month of all time.
Yeah, he's getting kind of killed for cheating on Lily Allen.
Because Lily Allen, which by the way, rude of her to, I guess this is what these female singers do. It's like they have a relationship and then they break up and they write an album about how bad the guy was. Mm-hmm. And it actually seems to work. So she writes an album being like, this guy's the worst. And then the whole internet is take this guy down. And then they're going through his past and they go, he dated some 21-year-old when he was this. And then Millie Bobby Brown comes out and she was like, he bullied me.
He bullied me, of course, yeah.
What are you looking at, Brown?
I'm curious what the extent...
Move it, Baldy.
I'm curious what the extent of the bullying is. But that's the thing. When they probably started the show, they were all like, she was, 13 or something?
Yeah, that's why it's even funnier if he was bullying.
I've been an actor for 20 years. So in his mind, even though they were probably similar footing, in his mind, he's like, I'm above you, for
right.
sure. And
he probably is a douchebag to some degree.
Yeah, and now he's like a big star, but she's way bigger of a star than him. So it probably got to the point where she's like, don't look at me. We're not equals. I don't know what you think this is, but we're not equals.
Yeah, but these Hollywood girls get the TikTok girls in a frenzy.
Of course.
And this guy is feeling the burn right now.
Yeah, but again, it sounds like nothing's going to stop this show because it's the last season, and I didn't even realize. I know it's obviously a huge show, but the final episode is going to be a theatrical release.
Oh.
Yeah, the final episode is going to be like a full, you can go watch it.
That's an interesting twist that they're trying.
Well, it'll be on Netflix as well, but they're saying it's going to be such an experience and an event.
Yeah, how people used to release concert films and stuff.
Yeah, that it'll be theatrical and you can go watch it. And it probably will do well. I wouldn't be surprised.
Then also, I would say on the political side, Erica Kirk's been getting shredded online.
I'm going to say I didn't get this. So I saw all the stuff I saw all
JD
the
Vance?
discourse about this hug with JD Vance. I just never watched it. And the other day I was like, okay, I got to go watch this hug.
Yeah.
To see. I was expecting... It was like 2 seconds.
You were expecting her running his hands through his hands, kissing his...
Like squeezing her ass or something.
A little nibble on the earlobe.
Like, the outrage over this, I guess, is mostly crazy left-wing outrage. I saw right-wing outrage, too.
Oh, yeah. He's getting it from every angle.
From every angle.
JD Vance people have him in the chopping block right now a little bit.
Yeah, although he killed it with the Halloween costume. All the Halloween
himself?
Tweets. Yeah, he did his meme or whatever. I thought it was funny.
He's not as funny as he thinks he is.
But... I went and watched it. I go, this is it? This is what everybody's so upset about? This is what everybody's going crazy about, is a 2-second hug?
I kind of agree with you.
Just because she touched his hair? I'm like, they're friends. They're like longtime friends.
But she does have that vibe of, when you date a girl that... I haven't dated that many of these girls, but those like maybe actors chicks, and they're kind of almost... Oh, this guy, he's so amazing. They almost like talk too highly of other guys. Mm-hmm. She was just kind of doing that where she goes, I see Charlie in him. He's so great. And everyone's just like, kind of just makes people feel like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? But
in the context of your husband got assassinated a month ago.
Sure. Yeah. But she has a spotlight on her and people are, they have like a reason they want to make these things bigger deals than they are, of course. But it's funny that even in conservative circles, there was 3 days where this was, they're kind of thinking this is our George Floyd, and it's going to be sanctimonious to sort of, within 3 days, everyone's like, this girl's a fucking slut. Like that did not take long.
No, it did not take long. No, people just kind of...
People on the internet can't not fight, you know what I mean?
No, I mean, that's what it was invented for. It's for just people to argue.
As Vance Vance took the stage. He and Erica embraced in an intimate manner. The vice president rested his hands on Erica's hips.
Ooh.
They kind of, the way that they're writing it here, it's sounding a little more salacious. Just rested his hands on Erica's hips. She seemed to thread her fingers through her hair, leaving it slightly mused. The greeting surprised many internet users. According to the flurry of widely circulated social media posts that analyzed the hand placement, debated whether the hug was appropriate for the situation. So this is the...
Again, you read this, you can go, this must have been 30 seconds.
Is it not fair to say this maybe shouldn't be an article in the Economic Times?
Isn't this the Economic Times?
India? Yeah.
Yeah, these are these websites like you send me sometimes where if I open it on my phone, like my phone starts freezing because the amount of ads on there is, there's like 1,000 ads. You can't even, you're like closing ads and then you scroll and it's like 400 ads pop up.
Yeah.
The
I was kind of thinking about how, you know, we've talked about how the algorithms are just sending you like the wildest shit right now. Every algorithm.
I feel like it's tamed down actually.
Oh, you felt like that?
My Twitter algorithm definitely has changed. It's
interesting.
Definitely. And I feel like my Instagram one. My Instagram, I reset my Instagram algorithm. Maybe this is 3 weeks ago now. And then it was normal, and then it got fired up again with all sorts of crazy shit. And now it's like very, very milquetoast.
Well, I guess that debunks my point a little bit, but I was saying that your algorithm is your shitty friend, like a piece of shit friend. It's like, yo, check out the, you know, the algorithm right now is all stuff. You're like, dude, there's people around.
I know. Well, that's what it felt like it was, you know, a few months ago or even less. But and I don't know. I don't know if. Because, you know...
Yo, you want to see some chicks' feet?
Totally. But that's the way it sets up, is you stop and you look at a thing and then they go, oh, this you obviously like this. But sometimes you stop and look at a thing because it's a car crash.
Of course.
And you go, yeah, I'm just going to watch a car crash.
Or a hot chick. They go...
Or a hot chick.
And they go, check this out. And you go, nice. They go... That you're gonna be entirely spoiled for you. You go, no, that's fine. You go, no, there you go. You're good, dude.
Yeah, we got you. Come on,
come on, buddy.
But it does feel like, because sometimes I'll go on there and I literally just close the app because I'm like, this is like boring now. It's not giving me the dopamine.
Oh, you're not getting the dopamine of...
It's just of crazy shit anymore. Like I go on Twitter sometimes.
Crime statistics and Holocaust news.
Like all like crazy Holocaust shit and Jew stuff and all this stuff. I go on there and I go, it's nothing really riling me up.
Were you getting fired up? You go watch, you see a video of... Jake Shields, and you're just like, do you get mad?
Yeah,
friend of the pod,
Jake Shields. No, I don't know. I don't know if it's my like habits and what I've been looking at, but generally, my tastes haven't changed in a month. It's just what they're showing me. And Twitter, I mean, I've seen a lot of people on Twitter saying that they're not liking the new algorithm, because the algorithm, like there's this one guy, I can't remember what his name is, but Nikita Bayer, and he's a big Twitter guy, and then he's like an engineer, and he got hired at Twitter, and his whole thing is like, we're constantly working on the algorithm, and he tweets all the time like,
they toned it down a little.
You should see a change, and I don't know if they're saying they're toning it down. They're just saying it's a better experience, but I don't know. I definitely don't get fired up as much going on there.
Interesting.
Yeah, which is probably for the better, even though I'm disappointed in it.
Well, there's an article we can get fired up about on the Patreon. All right. Is having a boyfriend embarrassing now? You saw that one. It was
ew. Having a boyfriend gives me the ick.
This isn't Vogue. This isn't Teen Vogue. This is the real Vogue.
This is the real.
So they're
Vogue.
Still cooking.
Yeah,
we'll do that. Patreon.com/TheBoysCast. Episode every week. Please come to the New York shows. Buy tickets to Toronto and Ottawa and Dallas and all these other ones.
Come on.
RyanLongComedy.com. But we will see you next week. Peace. Later.